So Gary Shea, he worked there and he developed these radios, but he realized that there was a flaw in the radios, and I guess he took it to the higher ups, the co-owner or whatever, the owner of the company, Fred Osborne. He wouldn't hear it, so he pretty much had him retire early. So this is the information that Leah tells Delilah. She also tells her that she about to get evicted, she's broke, she ain't got no money, and so yada yada yada. So anyways, that's pretty much where the show begins. So Delilah, she going to meet with their friend Tamara. Tam is also a lawyer, but she works for the largest firm in Charlotte. She's trying to make partner, and Delilah pretty much ran the case by Tam, and Tam was like, that girl Leah has been our problem since college. Stay away from her. She's crazy. She's probably not telling you the entire truth. And basically, Tamara was like, promise me that you won't take the case. And, Delilah was like, I'm not taking the case. And so Tam was like, I know you. I know that look. You gonna take the case. So that's what happened when they met. So anyways, moving on. Delilah, she goes back to the office, and this young lady named Demetria Barnes, she's waiting on Miss Delilah. Long story short, with Demetria, she wants to work for Delilah. She tells Delilah that she's the reason she went to law school. There was a case that she took a few years back where she represented this African American woman. She was young and she was pulled over, arrested, basically, social unjust case. Even though that she lost, she was so impressed with how she was able to stand on the courthouse steps and, give that speech, and that inspired her to want to go to law school. So she ended up telling the young lady that she cannot hire her right now, but, she'll keep her in mind. So anyways, moving on from that, Delilah, she calls her investigator, Mace, and she pretty much tells him to see if he can look into what happened with Leah and this Gary Shea being fired. And he pretty much gets back with her and he says, yeah, Leah was fired for, being late, unprofessionalism, yada, yada, yada. But it seems like this Gary Shea was forced into retiring early, and he retired with a pretty penny. So from there, he also found out that Leah and Fred Osborne, or Fred Warner, whatever his name, they was involved in a domestic dispute. There's a police record on file that's basically supporting all of this. So it seems like something was going on between the two of them. So Delilah, she calls Leah back in and asks Leah, was she sleeping with Fred? And of course, Leah said, no, that's an old white man. He is not my type. He can't put it down. Lies on top of more lies on top of more lies. So nevertheless, Leah presents Delilah with this piece of paper that she has to sign. She gets 1 year's salary, and the Osborne company will stop watching her because she did mention to Leah that the Osborne company is watching her. So Leah told her, she was like, if she pay her rent, will she hold off on signing the paper? So now she got to go and see this Gary Shea guy. Gary Shea wouldn't answer the phone, so Delilah had to pull up on him. So she pulls up. Gary is outside. Him and his wife, they're getting ready for a new baby. They got movers coming in, and he mistaken Delilah for a nanny, and she told him who she was, and he was like, nah, you got to go. I can't talk to you. I don't want to have no parts of this. They're watching me. And so he tells her that if you respect me, if you want to show, some love, please leave. They watching me. So Delilah leave. She notices a white man in a white Range Rover sitting outside of Gary Shea house, spying on him. And so she called her guy Mace and tell Mace to basically look into it, see if he can find out what the guy doing there, etc., etc. And yeah. So Mace gives her a call back with bad news, and basically he told her that I'm here, I'm at the house, but the ambulance is here, but the white Range Rover is gone, and they are saying that Gary Shay's death is a suicide. And so Delilah is in like disbelief because she like, we were supposed to have a meeting this afternoon, so that means they got this man phone lines tapped too. He has sent Delilah a text basically saying he want to meet up with her and tell her what's going on. So anyways, press pause on that. Let's get to Tam. So clearly the show is going to be about Tam and Delilah. They're going against each other, at least for the first couple episodes. So Tamara, she has to go see her boss, Wynn Jr. He tells her that Fred Osborne has dropped his legal representation and he's thinking about acquiring them for a case that's coming up because his representation is too soft for, and they need somebody nasty and gritty. So he tells Tamara that himself and herself, they're going to be meeting with Mr. Osborne to basically see if he want to represent them. And so they have a whole meeting. Osborne basically admits to having an affair with Leah. Basically said that I have a happy marriage. I want to keep it that way. I don't want this to go to court, anything. So he says $2 million, nothing higher. So Tam is on cloud nine. So earlier in the show, you know, her and Delilah had kind of got into it because she did run the idea of what could happen about her representing Fred Osborne in the case by Delilah. And so this would be the first time in 20 years that they had to face one another, right? So she calls Delilah. She's happy, like, girl, come over for dinner tonight, yada, 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 yada. So anywho, we find out then, we finally get to meet Tamara's boyfriend. His name is Case. Then we also get to meet Case's best friend. I think his name is Martin or something like that. And he clearly flirting with Delilah. But anywho, Tamara basically pulls Delilah to the side and say, you know, we finna end this thing. You know, we finna celebrate tonight. Fred Osborne is prepared to offer Leah $2 million. She gonna be richer than either one of us. So, you know, let's not do this. So, of course, you know, Delilah is like, her spidey sense is going off because she just kind of want to get to the bottom of it, right? So she leaves. She go and talk to Leah. Also, I don't know if it was Maze or was it Tamara, but basically they had sent Delilah some pictures that Leah had sent to Fred Osborne. Apparently recent photos. She want the brother, like she want him. So anywho, she pretty much, like I said, she talked Leah into not signing the paper, and she didn't really take the $2 million settlement to Leah. So we'll see how it goes. So anywho, Delilah, she gets a phone call from Cindy Shay, which is Gary Shay's wife. She wants the tell all be all, and so she takes Delilah out back to Gary's office with files that he stole from Osborne Construction or whatever whatever Osborne do. And so now we finna get into the real mess. So we'll see, you know what I'm saying, where we go from here. So let's talk about these other characters, mainly these goddamn kids. Delilah, she got 2 kids, Marcus, Maya. Maya plays violin. She wanted a new violin because her $1,200 violin just wasn't cutting it. So she went with her friend Millie to her uncle's violin shop. He showed her and let her play a violin. It's some woman by the name of Miss Virginia. She's a part of some famous, Oscar. I mean, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but she's somebody to be known with. This violin is $10,000. Maya goes home and asks Delilah. Delilah says, the most I can do is 3. So that wasn't good enough for her. So she said, let me call my daddy. Now, the daddy name is Gordon. Deadbeat nigga. He can't pay $100 for 2 children. Well, $100 per child, $200. I don't know if it's a week, bi-weekly, or monthly. Bottom line is he can't pay it. He called Delilah, told Delilah basically he may not be able to make Maya's recital. He's meeting with his publisher to see if he can get an advance. Water. And so she was like, you can never make it. It's okay. So Delilah, Tamara, and Marcus and Dion, they goes to the young lady's recital, and of course the daddy shows up. They notices that the new violin she has is just different. The daddy done went and bought the $10,000 violin. He put $5,000 down. They gonna come back and pay the other $5,000. So, and Delilah and Tamara, they like, nigga, you can put down $5,000, but you can't pay $200. What kind of shit is this? And he only did it to make her look bad. So meanwhile, sticking with this storyline for just a little while longer, Marcus had called his daddy Gordon and talking about some, can I come stay with you? Things are just not fair, not the same since Dion has been here. And so Gordon says, a conversation I'm gonna have with your mama. And of course he got his little girlfriend there who want to meet the kids, but he know that's a horrible idea. So Gordon calls Delilah. He tells her about Marcus want to stay with him, but basically he say this Dion thing has got out of control. Negro, what? What? See, that's the problem with chilling, man. This is the problem with chilling. So what? The little boy sleeping in there. So what? You know how many people share rooms? The judge ain't gonna say nothing about y'all sharing rooms, and you gonna call your daddy? See, this the problem. So anywho, she proceeds to tell him like, you need to stay in your lane and see my $200, and he gonna tell my son, but I just bought the violin. There ain't no child support, nigga. That's some stupid shit that you decided to do. You thought gonna make me ease up on you, so I ain't got time for him. So anyways, moving on, let's talk about Nate. Nate is Delilah's brother. He did 2 tours in Iraq or somewhere. He pretty much, he paralyzed from the waist down or something like that. So like I said, she got his son because his wife, Cynthia, or whatever her name is, she just don't want the little boy back. Later in the show, Delilah pulled up on Cynthia because she was taking the little boy to go back to his mama. They're supposed to meet up at the VA, and of course the mama didn't show up because she's not ready. She needs more time. She didn't ask for this. And so Delilah was like, she this boy mama. So Delilah pulled up on her. And so Delilah pulled up on her, and she talking about some she ain't ready, she need more time, everybody's not like Delilah. And then this dude come out of nowhere, and apparently he both of them friends, and he pretty much checked Delilah like, see, that ain't gonna get it done. You could go, look, I'm Nate, and I'm, Captain Friend, like, you go ask Nate. And I'm saying to myself, boy, it's dudes like this that you just gotta shoot. You just gotta shoot. So you want to be laid up with a man, and not with, come on, man. So anyways, we also get introduced to, I guess Delilah's father. I guess either both of them father, or either he's just Nate's father, and his name is, well, she refers to him as Chief Conley. So yeah, Chief Conley, and she pretty much asked Chief Conley because she finds out that they have sealed the what is it called when the autopsy report of Gary Shea, and she wants to know why they have been sealed, and so she ain't letting this case go. And of course he said they have been sealed, but he can't unseal them for him. So what good is he to us? What good is he to us? Like, no good at all. Like, if he ain't trying to help us, that means he is against us. So, but I mean, that was pretty much the 2 episodes. We pretty much got introduced to the characters as well as the storyline. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But outside of that, I believe this is going to be a great show. I'm going to stick around and find out. Y'all let me know in the comment section, did y'all watch the show, what y'all think of the show, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Hey, appreciate you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out all of the other Al Beer review videos.